Well, hello. Thank you for joining me for Real Talk with Otis and Randy. Thank you for taking the time. 15 minutes of inspiration. Hope it makes your week go great. Thank you. Thank you for your time commitment to this, and I hope you'll tell somebody about it. Otis. Otis is looking good with his little sombrero on. Senor Otis, anything you want to say? No? Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and I'm going to give him a treat. We'll jump into this. All right. There you go. Uh-oh. Dropped it. Here you go. All right. Well, I have this to show you. Guppy, this is my new kids book. Just came out. Oh, I'm so excited. Isn't that cute? Lily Pearl drew Guppy the fish. Lily Pearl's my daughter. But it's a great story about a curious little fish that tests the boundaries of his parents. You know, we do that sometimes. And, oh man, he gets caught by a silvery hook, which his parents told him to stay away from. It's got things like bullying, peer pressure in there in this story, but it's a good story for your kids. I think they'll love it. How do you get it? Well, go to Amazon, and you can pre-order, and they'll send the book to you. And I thank you. Thank you so much. This is a dream come true. This is 30 years. I used to tell this story to my to my little girls who are now big girls. And I now tell this story to my grandkids. And if you tell this story to your kids, that'd make me so happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless you. All right. I've been doing a series from the book of Ephesians. Ephesians is one of the letters written by the Apostle Paul. He wrote 13 letters to the church. This is one of them. The letter is called Ephesians because it was written to a church in Ephesus, exactly, about 60 A.D. Ephesus was a beautiful port city in Asia Minor, modern-day Turkey today. It's just beautiful. Architectural wonder, culinary, sports, education, commerce. If you wanted to live anywhere, you would live in Ephesus. Just amazing. Well, the Apostle Paul went there one day on his journeys, and he saw this city, and he said, you know what this city is missing? A church. Now, they had synagogues with Jews, but it was a place for the occult. It was pagan worship. Well, he started a church, and he started converting people, and that church began to grow. Oh, my goodness, it was great. Now, it came time for Paul, who was the very first multi-site pastor. He had those 7 churches in Asia Minor. He would travel around to them, but he couldn't sustain that. He's just one guy with no technology. And so he started putting campus pastors at every church. Who would he put at Ephesus? Well, it had to be somebody special, and it was. His name was Timothy. The Apostle Paul knew his grandmother, knew his mother, knew his dad. And this kid, Timothy, he was just a great young man, and so Apostle Paul mentored him, wrote letters to strengthen him. This letter, 2 Timothy 4, is written to the pastor of Ephesus, Timothy. And this is the Apostle Paul's very last letter. After he signs off on this letter, the very next thing to happen to Paul was he was executed. Very sad. He starts off by saying he is a drink offering poured out, that the time of his departure is near, that he's fought a good fight, he finished the race, he kept the faith. Oh, it's just so good, so good. But in this last letter, You know, last words are important. Last words. I've been in the hospital room before with people who had last words. Usually those last words were toward family, how much they loved them or how sorry they were, something like that. And a lot of times those last words are toward God. Am I ready to meet God? And I help them with that. Last words are important. We see this in executions sometimes. In the state of Texas, they still execute people. And one of the last things they say when the person's on the gurney is, do you have any? Exactly. Final or last words. And what the person being executed says is always so interesting. Many times it's asking for forgiveness. Sometimes it's anger. But last words are important. This letter is Paul's last words. Last words are important. That's why it shocks me what he says. I would never, my last words, whatever that is, I wouldn't call people out like he does. He starts throwing people under the bus. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you do that with your last words? Well, he's writing to a young man, Timothy, and he's telling him to protect the unity of the church and watch out for certain people that would disrupt that. All right, let me read it to you. 2 Timothy 4:9. Do your best to come to me, Timothy, for Demas, because he loved this world, has deserted me. That's the first lesson we learn. Write this down in your notes. People will leave you. Haven't you had that happen? I have. I've been pastoring for, 20 years. And people have left me. Everybody that leaves me takes a piece of my heart. It's painful. You've had people leave you, family, maybe a spouse, maybe a friend, a coworker, a business partner. People leave you. Demas. So if you said Batman, you would say Robin. If you say peanut butter, you'd say jelly. If you'd say Demas, you'd say Paul. When you saw Paul, you saw Demas. They were co-laborers together, and Demas was articulate. He was powerful, energetic, passionate, a transformed man until he wasn't. Something happened to Demas. Nobody knows what. Commentators will speculate, but nobody knows. Won't know till we get to heaven. All we know is he loved this world and he deserted Paul. So he was walking with Paul, and then there came a split. Paul continued to follow the ways of the Lord, looking to Jesus. Demas, was it a hurt? Did somebody hurt him? Did something happen in ministry? Don't know. All I know is he took his eyes off of Jesus and he got his eyes on the world. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to protect my heart. I'm going to go another way. And so he parted from Paul. It broke Paul's heart. Anytime anybody leaves you, it absolutely breaks your heart. Here's what I know for sure. Many times the people that start with you don't finish with you. Oh, that's a painful thing. An old man of God told me that over lunch one day when they found out I started a church and these people were so energetic and passionate. He said to me, the people that start with you won't finish with you. And I thought to myself, oh, that's not true. You don't know me and you don't know the people. They're not going to leave me. But they did. And you can't confuse friends for a season with friends for a lifetime. Some people come into your life for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. So what do you do when you have a Demas that walks alongside of you and then there's a diversion? There's a paths that go different ways. What do you do with the hurt? Well, you do what Paul said. You mourn them. You mourn them. Have you properly mourned the people that have left you. Well, you need to mourn. Jesus said, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Comforted. Mourn the people that left you, and with gratitude thank them for getting you to where you are today. I thank God for all the people that came into my life, even though they didn't stay with me. They helped me get to the point I'm at. Maybe with gratitude, you thank them for getting you to the place you are, and then you mourn them. You set them aside, and you mourn them, and then you move on with your life. Secondly, I hope you're taking notes. 2 Timothy 4:14, the Apostle Paul writing to the pastor of Ephesus, Alexander, the metal worker, did me a great deal of harm. That's the second statement. People will hurt you. Now, different from Demas, who just had a different vision. Alexander, the metal worker, intentionally, not through passive neglect. I'm talking about active aggression and opposition. Alexander, the metal worker, did me a great deal of harm. Bible doesn't say who he was, doesn't say if he was a member of the church, doesn't say anything but what the Apostle Paul said. Commentators speculate that he may have been an idol maker in Ephesus, and Paul's church, hurt the economy because people quit buying idols, started worshiping the living God. Could have been that, or it could have been somebody in the church that got sideways with leadership, or somebody in the church. Whatever it was, Alexander, the metal worker, intentionally tried to hurt Paul, tried to discredit Paul, tried to destroy the unity of that early church. When somebody deliberately tries to hurt you, the first thing that comes up into your heart, of course you need to protect yourself, but one of the first thing that comes up into your heart is retribution. Retribution. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. Well, the Apostle Paul says, don't do that. Don't seek retribution. He says, Alexander, the metal worker, did me a great deal of harm. Then he says this, the Lord will repay. Romans 12:19, do not take revenge. The Lord will repay, says the Lord. All right. Let the Lord have vengeance. Let the Lord have revenge. Don't live like that. If we suffer with him, we'll reign with him. So what do you do about the Alexanders who did you great harm? Well, unforgiveness is tough. Unforgiveness and revenge, you've heard this statement, it's like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Well, that's illogical. If you put poison in your body, you're going to die. Unforgiveness is poison. It corrupts and contaminates the vessel that holds it. So for the Alexander, the metal workers who did you great harm, I know people have done you great harm. Forgive them. Forgiveness is not letting them off the hook. Forgiveness is saying, I don't want you part of my life anymore. I separate myself from you. I forgive you. I am not taking you into the chapters that God is writing in my life. That's what forgiveness is. Number 3, hope you're writing this down. 2 Timothy 4:16, at my first defense, no one came to my support. Everyone deserted me. May it not be held against them. The third point is people will not stand with you. Paul stood before a Roman procurator he was fighting for his life. He walked into the courtroom shackled, chained. There was the judge, there was the prosecutor, there was the defense. He looks out into the gallery for some familiar, encouraging faces of people he'd poured his life into. How many people were in the gallery that day? Not one. No one came to my support. Everyone deserted me. What? I poured my life into you. I invested in you. I sacrificed for you. You can't show up when I need you the most. Some of you know that feeling. Jesus knew that feeling on the night he was betrayed. Yeah. He told them, your feet are still wet from where I washed them, and the bread and the wine is still undigested in your body. And before this night is over, not one of you will stay with me. Every one of you will act like you never knew me. They were shocked that he said that. Is that the way it turned out? Yeah. Sometimes the people we need the most, when we need them the most, did not show up for you. If you had that happen, what do? You cry out to the Lord for strength. Lord, give me strength in this moment. The Lord stood with Paul and strengthened him. He will stand with you. So for the Demuses in your life that just, for whatever reason, walked away from you, for the Alexanders who do you great harm, or for the people that you thought would show up for you at the moment you needed them and no one showed up. The Lord is your strength. The Lord will comfort you. The Lord will see you through. Don't get your eyes on people. Keep your eyes on the Lord. Was this helpful? I sure hope it is. I need you to write me this week. Write me this week and tell me how you need prayer for any of the things I've discussed. pastor@life.family. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next week, remember this: the Lord loves you, and so do I.